Hello, I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Lauren.
And this is I've Got Guts, a podcast about living and thriving with chronic illness.
And all the things that take guts to say out loud.
We're here to talk about the hard stuff, the stuff that's messy, complicated, and often left unsaid.
From chronic illness to everyday life, we're creating space for honest conversations, real connection, and a lot of laughs along the way.
And just so we're clear, we are not medical professionals. We're just two best friends sharing what we've learned and what we're still figuring out.
So you don't have to do it alone. Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome back.
It has been a while, and we've really missed you guys. And it feels really special to be sitting here together again. The last episode we recorded was centered around endometriosis, actually. Stef had just gone through surgery and was sharing her recovery. And during our Thorns and Roses that past episode, Stef shared that she found a lump in her breast and had just met with her gynecologist, Dr. Clement. Dr. Clement sent her to the Elizabeth Wendy Breast Clinic on March 11th for testing. And from that moment, everything changed very quickly. The past month has been intense, emotional, and honestly hard to put into words. But we know so many of you have been here with us, and we want to share a little more of that journey and the past month. So this week, we are skipping Thorns and Roses because literally this episode is one big, long thorn and rose. So, Room, take it away. Here we go.
I already started to cry a little bit with you just reading that, so you guys will all have to bear with me because I'm sure there'll be maybe some tears, maybe some laughter. I don't know when it's going to happen.
Right. It's just strikes when it strikes.
So like you said, March 11th, actually, we both went. You came with me that day.
I did.
For testing.
I did. I felt that pull. I was like, I have to go with you.
Yep.
I had to go.
It was pretty intense. It was a pretty intense testing day. I mean, they did 18 mammograms, a bunch of ultrasounds, an insane biopsy. We were there for a couple hours.
We were. And when you came back after the biopsy and they went in your armpit too for the biopsy. Yes. So in that moment, I was like, your armpit.
Yeah.
But you were in pain, but not too bad, right?
Yeah, it wasn't super horrible. And honestly, you and I were like, all right, this was easy, nothing to it. It's fine. And we went and got sushi afterwards.
Yes, we were like, let's get some sushi because they have that sushi place that
revolves.
It revolves on a conveyor belt.
You just choose your sushi.
Yeah, so we went, we got sushi.
Yep.
But at that point, Rom, did you feel like this was going in any direction?
No, honestly, I had a lump exactly like this when I was 16, and they biopsied it, and it went away on its own. So I was like, it's fine.
Yeah, I didn't either. I mean, the armpit thing, I was like, I didn't like that, but I was like, it's fine.
Right. And honestly, I just had a mammogram in July. So
right.
I thought, I was like, there's no way anything could develop that fast. So I was fine. Honestly, I went to work the next day, but with the plan, because they said, we'll call you between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. So Anthony and I were both like, all right, finish our work day, get home, so that way we can be home and be together when they call just in case or whatever. Right. Mm-hmm. So my phone rings at 1 something at work. And I'm like, oh, it's Elizabeth Wendy. I'm like, okay, they would never call you in the middle of the day with bad news. So I answered it.
Right.
And I just popped into the sensory room in my classroom. I took the call, and all I remember her saying is hi, it's Dr. So-and-so. And she's like, unfortunately, your biopsy results came back and it's cancer. And then everything she said after that, it was like, wah, 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 wah.
Like in the Charlie Brown?
Yes, I heard nothing. And I don't remember much of this. This is all going off of what the ladies who work in my classroom told me, but I came out of the sensory room and I just fell to the ground and I was just screaming I have cancer. And, one of my staff in my room, Catherine, she basically carried me to the nurse's office where I had a panic attack, and the nurse had to calm me down. And then I had to call Anthony, which was the hardest phone call I've had to make in my entire life. And And then I drove myself home, which sounds crazy to some people, but for me, I needed that drive to like process the fact that I had to call my parents and you and my brother and tell everybody that I had cancer. Like,
you needed that minute. You needed that car ride.
Yeah. And then, of course, I call Anthony on the way home and he's like, so, well, I think we might have to go to the hospital. I was like, what do you mean? Why do you go to the hospital? He's like, I may have broken my hand. I was like, what?
Anthony.
So Anthony, obviously, when I called him, he was at work too. And I barely could get the words out to him. I was just like, I remember being on the phone with him and saying, and it was just like silence, but like he read between the lines and he got off the phone with me and he was so mad. He punched his mail case and it's pretty metal and hard and he broke.
Isn't it also bulletproof? Or?
I don't know if we made that up along the way. That became part of the story, but yeah, he really broke his hand. It's called it's called a boxer's fracture. He broke his fourth and fifth metacarpal. And
I feel like we're laughing, but it's just like,
it wasn't funny at the time.
It was not funny at the time.
It's funny now. Definitely didn't want to spend that night in a hospital emergency room, but he got taken care of. He had surgery like a couple days later and he's in a cast now. But in a weird way, it's been like a blessing in disguise because he's been home with me.
Right. Otherwise, he'd be going to work every day and you'd be going to a lot of these appointments on your own.
And when I tell you guys what this has involved, you're going to be like, what? Like, I am not kidding you. My life got flipped upside down in a matter of hours. Like, it is crazy. So I have like a little note. I'm keeping a note in my phone. And it's just like a timeline of everything. Literally, like the diagnosis was the 12th. On the 14th, we found out the like receptor pathology. So every type of breast cancer that you get tested for estrogen, progesterone, and something called a HER2. And depending on what the status of those are is how you get your diagnosis. So I was really, really low positive for estrogen, negative for progesterone, and negative for HER2, which they consider a triple negative breast cancer. Mm-hmm. And triple negative breast cancer is the most aggressive form of breast cancer. And all that means is it moves fast. Mm-hmm. Like it can spread very fast. So
hence why they saw those spots in your armpits because
yes. And they
was
said
in your lymph nodes there, right?
Having a normal mammogram in July and then, having cancer in March is very typical of triple negative breast cancer. But it was scary to hear that, our best friend Jamie had gone through breast cancer and she was triple positive. So while I have her to guide me, it's like we both had such different cancers. Our journeys are completely flip-flopped because she did surgery first and I have to do chemo first because my cancer is so aggressive. We need to make sure we want to get rid of it before it can start traveling anywhere in my body.
Right.
So it's also, I'm considered stage 2 because it's spread to a lymph node already.
Okay.
Yep. And grade 3. So what grade 3 means is it's moving fast.
Right.
So literally, that was the 12th was diagnosis. 14th, we found out the pathology. The 17th, we met with a doctor. So going into this, after everything you guys all know that I've been through with my botched fundoplication surgery, I was like, I'm not just going with whatever surgeon is recommended to me. I'm interviewing a bunch of them.
Yes, you know better, you do better, right?
Yes, and I'm going to go based off of the feeling. So we met with this first doctor, and he was really wonderful. He's older, but he has a very wonderful reputation in the Rochester area. And he was the one who got me in touch with my oncologist who here in the Rochester area specializes in triple negative breast cancer. Mm-hmm. And he got me on his schedule to put a port in because I needed a port for surgery.
Mm-hmm. And for chemo.
Yeah. So for anyone who doesn't know what that is, basically right under my collarbone, they put it's a little access port. So it's under my skin, but it's sticking out a little bit. And so when I go to chemo or I need a blood draw, I just numb it and they put a needle through that instead of having to try and find a vein every time. So,
and your veins can get really shot. I mean, you're going weekly for chemo and having it go through.
Yeah.
It
would ruin my veins.
Right.
So we met with him. And we told him, hey, we're also in the middle of IVF here.
Right.
We want to do another egg retrieval because we had just cleared the endometriosis and we were wondering how the endometriosis was affecting our embryo quality. And we were like, I was like, my period's coming in 2 days. Can we just squeeze one in? Like, my team is ready to go. And he was like, no. He was like, no, I'll let me talk to your oncologist, but no, your cancer's really aggressive. I don't even want to wait a week. That's how aggressive it is. So we waited for the call, and he literally called me at 8:30 that night he was like, listen, I talked to Dr. O'Regan, and she said the same thing as me. Like, your cancer's way too aggressive to even delay things by a week. So Anthony and I really had to kind of make peace with that.
Right.
I think this has been really one of the hardest parts of the journey is having to put that dream on hold.
Right. Because this has been the goal all along. This has been the goal all along.
And we just have to know in our hearts that our baby is in the batch of embryos that we have already, and we just have to be okay with it. And I have to focus on getting better. Right. And I know anyone who has never gone through IVF might hear this and be like, oh God, that doesn't matter, just get better. But for me, it's hard to think that way because
that's all you wanted.
Being a mom is everything to me. So I know I'm fighting hard because I'm getting back to it, guys. I'm not giving up on that baby.
No, you're not. And this is your path. Even though we don't understand why it has to be this way, this is your path. Your baby is in that batch of 10 embryos, and you will be a mom. It's just looking very different than we ever thought it would, right?
Yeah, very different.
And you're so right. People who have not gone through IVF don't understand it, right? And people don't understand that dream sometimes of you wanting to be a mom. But we know you're going to heal your body and kick this cancer out so we can welcome a baby in.
Yes, we are.
Done and done.
So, oh my God. So that was the 17th. So the 18th, I had to go for a breast MRI.
Yes.
And all that does is give a really clear picture of the cancer. So real awkward test. You gotta like Superman lay in a MRI machine with your boobs and dangling into holes. It's real weird.
There it goes. Everything else, any modesty out the window.
Yeah,
right? Your boobs are everywhere.
Way out the window. And we met with a genetic counselor, which was so cool. They do a blood test, and they sent off I think they said 60 genes were testing. And the biggest ones they were obviously looking for were the BRCA genes.
Right.
Basically to see where this came from. I have cancer in my family, but not breast cancer. Mm-hmm. So we just wanted to see. But we didn't get those results for quite some time. The 19th, I had to go for a CT scan at Highland Hospital. So that's to check. They were checking to see if the cancer had spread anywhere else.
And it did not.
Yay. And the 20th, I had already a pre-op appointment for port surgery. And that was my last day of work. So I literally, because I found out the 12th, 13th, I took that day because I couldn't go to work. I was a train wreck. But I did that night with my coworkers. They took me to the Amherst game. I was hesitant to go, but I'm so glad I did. It was I was surrounded by women who loved me, and it was, perfect. I needed that night.
Yeah.
But I had to, if you think about that time frame, the 12th to the 20th, I had to wrap up my classroom and get everything so that my kids could continue being successful the rest of the year. And as a teacher,
it's so hard.
Our job is so different than other people's. First of all, I have 6 tiny humans that I love.
Right.
They are my babies every year. And walking away from them was so hard. As stressful as work is, I didn't want this.
Right.
But my job was so amazing. My principal, my vice principal, everybody was so ready to work with me. I was able to make it so that my TA took over my classroom.
Yay, Amanda.
My families were so wonderful. I have never felt so much love in my life. And it's not just the families I have this year. It's the families of kids I've I had the last couple of years. Everyone has been so amazing. And so I wrapped up on the 20th. The 21st, I went for an echo, which is a heart test.
Right. And they did that just to get a baseline of making sure your heart was strong and good.
The 23rd, we actually drove out to Buffalo because they have a cancer center there called Roswell, and we met with a surgeon there. So that was our second surgeon interview. Mm-hmm. And then the 24th, we met finally my oncologist, Dr. O'Regan.
Mm-hmm. And how'd you feel about her?
I loved her, to be honest with you. I love her nurse practitioner even more. And her nurse. And those are the people I see most of the time. But I appreciate the fact that she knows what she's doing. And she did offer me a trial. There is a trial for triple negative breast cancer. But once Anthony and I sat down and talked about it, we don't want something that's new and untested. We want the tried and true treatment that is
there are
known to get rid of this cancer. So we opted out of that. The next morning, I met with another surgeon, and actually this time Anthony couldn't come with me, so my mom came with me. Okay, so then on March 26th, we went for something called a chemo teach session, where you sit down with the two nurses, and they go through all of the chemo meds that you're going to get and what each drug will do, the potential side effects, what medicines you need to take to get you through it. But if you think about it, this is a lot. If you think about this time frame of how things were happening, I mean, there's no time to process anything that you're going through.
It's such a short time frame that you've learned until this moment. Yeah. It's you are literally flying by the seat of your pants.
Yeah, and it's literally appointment, test. Here's chemo. Here's what chemo's going to be like. Another appointment. I'm like, you what? Right. And it's also processing the fact that you have cancer.
Right. It's your world changed in an instant.
Literally. And then the next day on the 27th, I went to the hospital to have my port placed, which is a full-fledged surgery.
Right? General anesthesia and everything.
General anesthesia. Oh my God. And it was the longest day ever. They're get there at the crack of dawn, but we're going to make you, sit for 4 hours before we take you back for surgery. I was like, thanks a lot, guys.
I just want to marinate here in the hospital.
Oh my God. So unfortunately, when they went to put it in, they cut me in one spot, but the vein was too small, so they had to cut me in another spot and put it in that vein. So I had two pretty big cuts. And man, when I came out of that surgery, first of all, I woke up hysterically crying.
Oh, you did?
And I was
anesthesia can do that for you.
I was like, where's Anthony? And they're like, honey, it's going to be a while till he can come back. I was like, no. And then the doctor came over to me, and I was like, is this supposed to hurt this much? And he was like, Yep. Yeah, you'll be fine. And he walked away, and I was like, okay. And the nurse comes over, and she's like, how are you doing, honey? I'm like, well, I'm in a lot of pain, but the doctor said it's going to go away soon. And she's like, I'm going to get you some pain medicine.
Okay,
like, thank you.
Jeez Louise. That's why you're there.
Oh my God. And so I was in recovery for probably a good almost 45 minutes before they let Anthony back, and I cried the whole 45 minutes.
Oh, I know, because you know that anesthesia can make you emotional, and then you just want to be cuddled by the person who brought you.
Yes, yes. So they finally let him back, and then things moved quickly from there. We're able to get me some more medicine, get me feeling good, and then get me home or whatever. I do have to say, the port was for the first 4 days, after it being put in, it was really uncomfortable. You have to think of this weird foreign object poking out of you.
Right. It was like a circle. And I feel like it looks like it was very swollen, inflamed.
Yes.
And it looks so much better now.
It's so much better now. And the cuts really hurt too. You don't take into account how much that's going to hurt. So it was into surgery. Another surgery a month after I had surgery. Wonderful. And then that Monday, so it was Friday. Mm-hmm. That Monday, we had my first chemo session. You were with me.
Yes.
Anthony was with me.
Yep. So fast.
Wonderful facility, though.
Oh, my gosh. Pluta, you're fantastic. We love you.
Yes, they were wonderful. So basically, my first chemo session was 3 drugs. So the way that this round of chemo is working for me, I get 1 week I get 3 drugs, and the next week 1, the next week 1, and then I go back and start all over again with the 3. And you were there for the 3, and it was a lot. I mean, they first give you all your pre-meds, which is nausea medicine, Benadryl, Pepsid, all things to prevent chemo from giving you too much of a reaction, I was pretty sleepy.
You were. So she gets all the drugs and we're getting all set up. And first of all, the facility is really great. We had a cozy little area. You're in this cozy chair. Anthony and I were right across from you. But it was like funny. You were definitely like trying to stay awake. We were like, close your eyes, go to sleep, take a nap.
It was nice because I got the meds, I got my first medicine, and then I had lunch.
Yes, yep. Which the first medicine you tolerated great. Yep. There was nothing like in the moment. You had your nice sandwich. They had some great soup options there. They have this like soup bar, coffee, tea, drinks. It's like a whole situation.
It is. It's really nice.
Yeah, so you got your lunch and then...
I had the drug Taxol. I have to wear ice mittens and ice booties because Taxol can cause neuropathy in your fingertips and your toes, and you can also lose your fingernails and your toenails. So,
now, can you define neuropathy for our listeners who may not know? What does it mean?
Neuropathy is just kind of losing feeling.
Okay,
in
numbness.
Numbness. Yep. So you wear the ice mitts and booties to prevent that, but it's pretty awful and painful. But luckily, what was it? Within like 10 minutes of having it on, I fell asleep.
She took a nap. Well, first you were like bugging, and then we put your gloves on, like your winter gloves, and then put that on. But then I feel like the nurse was like, it's okay if you take a break. Vroom was not taking a break from the ice. She was like whipped off the gloves, put them on, and like took a snooze.
Woke up right when that drug was done, and I could take the ice mitts off,
which
so it
was perfect.
Then I got the third medicine. Then they did a flush, and we were gone. So we were supposed to be there for 5.5 hours, and we only were there for 4.
Yeah, it was super quick. I feel like when it was done, I'm like, oh, we're done. And we had like shit everywhere. I'm like packing everything up. I'm like, wow, we got to go. They're kicking us out.
I know. And to be honest with you, I didn't do terrible the next couple of days because they give you a heavy-duty steroid in your pre-meds. And a lot of nausea medicine. I feel like that was coursing through me. So like Tuesday and Wednesday weren't terrible. I definitely was queasy.
Right. Yeah.
I remember
even when we were leaving, you were like, I was queasy, but they gave you saltines there and then you ended up taking a promethazine when you got home.
My nausea medicine.
Yeah.
Thank God for my nausea medicine. And then Thursday came, and Thursday was definitely my holy shit chemo sucks day. I woke up, I was full-fledged nauseous, queasy, like I was achy. I felt like I had the flu full-fledged. And of course, that's the one day I have another appointment. I had to go get another mammogram and ultrasound because when they looked at my MRI again, they thought they saw another suspicious spot on my left breast and a suspicious spot on my right breast.
Okay, and this is different than what they saw.
Different than the
original.
Yes, different than the original. But it was just like, it was emotional because I wasn't feeling good, but also they went to do the mammogram on my right side.
Right after you had the port put in and everything.
Yeah, and she forgot to clear the port, so the machine kind of came down and pushed on it. So I start crying, and this woman just comes up and she hugs me from behind, and she's like, "You're going to be okay, honey." And I was like, "I'm not crying because of the cancer. I'm crying because it really hurts."
But thank you for this back behind hug.
And honestly, when that appointment was over, I got into the car and cried the whole car ride home. And Anthony's like, "What's wrong?" And I didn't even have words for it. I just was like traumatized slightly, hurting, not feeling well.
And it just hit you. You had to release all those feelings.
It hit me so bad. And that was that Thursday, my cousin, the next day, my cousin and her husband came to visit me, which was so nice. Oh my gosh. These visits are like filling my soul. This is the rose of everything. It's like all the people that have come to see me and spend time with me. One of my coworkers, Amanda, she came to visit me. She brought me my favorite drink. Jackie and Pete came. They spent the day with us. We had lunch. We played games. Anthony's cousin and his wife came. Anthony's parents came. My friends Sam and Britt came. And then once we finish telling the story, we'll talk about our most recent weekend and our visitors, because I feel like that's the true rose of everything.
It is.
I went for my second chemo this past Monday, so April 6th, and that was just one drug. But it's the one where I need to wear the ice mitts for. And they didn't give me like the nausea medicine, so I wasn't as sleepy, and the ice mitts was a lot more traumatizing than the first time. It hurt really bad. I was like trying not to cry, but I definitely think some tears snuck out.
Oh. And your mom came with you with that.
My
for that
mom,
one.
which she needed to be there. My mom's also coming. I have chemo tomorrow, so my mom's coming with me tomorrow because tomorrow is actually my last day of chemo being on Monday.
Right. And then you're switching to Tuesdays.
And I'm switching to Tuesdays. Yep. And actually, I really have done okay this week with the one drug. I think my biggest side effect is I'm really extremely tired all the time.
Right.
I keep saying I'm in my nap era because I'm taking lots of naps.
Yeah, but that's exactly what your body needs to recover, to stay strong, to replenish, right? And to fight this.
Yeah. And then this past Thursday, I decided that I was going to beat cancer to the punch for the first time in this journey. I was like, I'm so fed up with cancer just flipping my life upside down and basically I feel like cancer's telling me what the plan is.
Right,
and I don't work like that.
Right.
I'm the planner.
Right. I'm
not
in
you,
control.
cancer.
Yeah.
So
take a back seat, cancer, because I'm getting in the driver's seat.
Yeah. I actually am totally I probably forgot about it because it was super traumatizing, but I had to have 2 more biopsies this past week.
Yes, you did have to have 2 more biopsies.
So the first one was an ultrasound biopsy, which was similar to the first time. And this was on my left breast, which is where the cancer already is. We did find out that also came back positive for cancer. So I do have 2 spots of cancer on my left breast.
On your left.
Yep. And then I had to go for an MRI guided biopsy of my right breast, and that was probably one of the most traumatizing medical experiences of my entire life.
Oh my God. This is the one that included a drill, right?
Yes. It was like you're in that MRI machine face down, Superman pose, your boobs are hanging in a hole, they clamp one, they're like, don't move, everything hurts. And then they're like, okay, we're going to numb you now. And they numbed me from one end of my boob all the way to the other. It was pretty invasive and intensive and it hurt so bad. And the nurse was like holding me down on the table because they weren't kidding when they say don't move.
Yeah.
And then she's like, okay, we're taking the sample now. And I hear the drill sound and I'm like, what? What do you mean? What's happening? And I was just crying into the hole. No one could see me.
No,
I guess
crying into the hole. Oh, God.
But that definitely was awful. But luckily, there is no cancer in my right breast.
All right. So it's just isolated on the left.
Yes. So that night, the night of the traumatizing biopsy, we came over to your house.
Yep.
And our hairdresser, Grayson, came over.
Yep.
And my mom and my dad came. And our friends, Laurel and Liz, came. And I shaved my head because I wasn't going to let cancer take my hair before I wanted to make the decision that it was time to take my hair, not cancer.
Right. I love that. I feel like that in itself is just an empowering statement.
Yeah. And it was probably one of the most emotional things I've ever done in my entire life. Like the second I heard the buzzers and I felt him grab the back of my hair, I just feel like the tears came and then I blacked out. I don't remember anything. Like it was just the feeling of your hair coming off. I'll never be able to describe it. It was weird. But I like having you all just standing there watching me, and I was like felt you guys wrapping me in a hug.
Yeah.
It's like what I needed. But I feel like I turned it around pretty quick. Like it went from being emotional to like once I was realized like you guys were all there and my brother FaceTimed me, like and Jamie FaceTimed us. It was
You
okay.
felt the love. You felt the support.
I felt the love. My head's a bit cold though.
Good thing you got a lot of cute winter hats.
I do. I have to get used to it. It's weird. My first shower, I was like, ouch, what is this? Ouch, it hurts with the water hitting.
So exposed.
So exposed.
It's like you're naked up there. Well, you are.
Oh my God. So, I mean, like really, this has been the most whirlwind
month.
And thank God, this is what I mean. Thank God Anthony had all this time off because we've literally had, every day an appointment, something.
Yeah.
Some days I barely have the energy to do anything.
Yes, I know. It's like, in a way, that's the thing. Like, things happen, and sometimes they're terrible things, like you broke his hand, but it's a blessing in disguise because then you had that emotional support, you know, one-handed.
One-handed emotional.
With a pink cast.
He's doing pretty badass for having just one hand, I gotta say.
He is.
And then that's where we're at basically right now. So the plan now, as of right now, is I will do 3 months of this round of chemo where I'm doing the 3-1-1, 3-1-1. And then I will switch to another 3 months of a different type of chemo. And that one is much more intense, which is hard to even think about because it's already pretty intense. But so that one will be every 3 weeks instead of every week.
Right. So then you'll have a little bit more recovery time in between. Yes.
And then that will be followed by surgery, which I did find my surgeon, everyone.
Okay, let's tell us more.
I just want to tell everyone the feeling. This is why I did what I did. All 4 doctors were great. They were wonderful. But this doctor spent an hour with me, whereas all the other ones, I think the longest another one spent with me was about 25 minutes.
Right.
She recognized that my mom hadn't been to an appointment yet and took the time to make drawings for my mom and explain to her how the cancer started, how it spread. She made a really cool analogy, which I didn't know this. She said basically the lymph nodes are it's like our filtration system for our air conditioner. Right. If you think about it that way. She goes, when we get like, germs or yucky things in there, it goes through the filtration system and it comes out our armpits. Yeah. And she goes, but when cancer happens, you can't let the lymph nodes can't expel that. They can't release it. So that's why it gets trapped in the lymph nodes. So I thought that was cool that she took the time to explain it to my mom. And then she talked to me like we've been friends my whole life. She was just real. Right. I didn't feel like I was being given a pitch. Right.
Like she was like sitting next to you, not across from you type of thing.
Yes. Absolutely love her. She's a Jewish girl from Staten Island, and we connected. I absolutely love her. So I feel so confident in knowing that she's going to be my surgeon. And I've been getting this question a lot, like, what does surgery mean for you? And we don't fully have the answer for that yet. It's going to depend on a lot of things. It's going to depend on what my scans show when chemo is done, because we have to see how well the chemo worked. The goal, obviously, is to get rid of all the cancer.
Right.
I'm leaning heavily towards a double mastectomy because it's an aggressive form of cancer. I don't ever want to risk having to go through this again.
Right. And you know what? If you chop them off, then they're gone and you won't have to worry about it coming back.
Yes. So that's where I'm leaning. And I obviously will do reconstruction. I wouldn't be able to handle going flat.
Right.
I feel like breast cancer is a really hard cancer because it takes so many things from us that define us as women. Right. Your hair, your eyelashes, your eyebrows, your breasts. It's traumatizing. My gynecologist said it perfectly the other day. She's like, it's a bit different than when you have a cancer, like let's say pancreatic cancer. She's like, when do you look at your pancreas? You're not attached to it.
Right.
She's like, you don't look at, your colon and be like, oh, I really love this colon. Right. She's like, but as women, we do love our breasts and we do love our hair.
Yes,
and it's all the things we pride ourselves on.
Right.
And it's true. And I do have to say, and I know that everybody, when they say something to me, it is coming from a place of so much love and wanting to lift me up. But I will say the one thing I absolutely hate when people say, and I want it to just stop. So if you're listening to this, please don't say this to me ever. Just think of it this way. You're going to get a perky set of new boobs because that isn't what's happening. And I'm going to explain why. I actually had to explain this to my brother yesterday, and he was like, oh my God, I had no idea.
Right. Got it. Now it's like with some people, it's just lack of knowledge, right? They're assuming.
Yes. So when somebody gets a normal breast augmentation or a boob job, you have your original breasts and they're basically cutting you open either from the top or the bottom, the side, the nipple, wherever, and they're putting an implant in and then stitching you back up. Right. So you have all of your natural breast tissue.
Right.
when you have a double mastectomy, they basically amputate your breasts.
Right.
And then they take, like, the best analogy I was given was an ice cream scoop. And they scoop all of the breast tissue out of your chest.
Mm-hmm.
You are concave. You're not even flat. Mm-hmm. And then they put expanders in. And every week you go in for a little bit of a fill, and you're basically just stretching your skin gradually and gradually and gradually. And then they stitch it together right across of them. So what you end up with is 2 mounds of skin on your chest that have a big scar and no nipples.
Right. So this is not a big boob job that people refer to.
It is not a wonderful, happy, perky boob job. I will have a set of new boobs.
Yeah.
But I will have no feeling. I will not be able to know if someone is touching them, if someone bumps into them. Like, it's going to be a scar and a reminder of everything that I went through.
Right. And it is. And that is a scary thing, a traumatizing thing, but a beautiful thing too. Yes. You know, that's shining that light on the strength that you have, Room.
And I think, like, I know some people are like, well, I don't know what to say and all of that. I think the best thing to do is to meet me where I'm at.
Yeah.
And if I'm having a hard day, let me have that hard day and say, I get it. This is hard. Yeah. It sucks. It's not fair. Yeah. I'm here for you. Yeah. If I'm having a really good day, ride that good day with me. Be like, you've got this. You are so strong. It's hard for me when I'm having a really bad day to hear someone say, but you're so strong.
You're going to be great. It's going to work out.
In that moment, I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for somebody to meet me where I'm at. So, like, that's my best advice to give you is wherever I am, just meet me there. Because this journey is going to have ups and downs. It's going to be really, 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 really hard. And I need my support system to acknowledge the hard along with the good. Right. I get that I'm strong, but I didn't choose to be.
Right.
I don't want to fight this fight.
Right. No, you didn't. You're gonna, but you didn't want to.
I'm going to. I will kick cancer in the ass. It did pick the wrong bitch.
I sure did.
But I did not want to do this. Right. Like, what? I don't.
Right.
I was already fighting a battle.
Right. You were actually all set with battles.
I was all set with battles. So, but I have such wonderful people in my life. I mean, I don't even have words for all of you who are listening who have either reached out to me or sent me a card or sent me a gift or donated to my GoFundMe or bought one of my t-shirts. You have no idea how much every single thing you have said, done means to me and Anthony. Like, we are really in the thick of it. We are really going through it. And your messages and your love and your donations and your thoughtfulness, it is quite literally getting us through this. And it will continue to get us through this.
Mm-hmm. People are amazing. They really are.
Yeah. It's like you don't realize how strong your support system is until moments like this where all of a sudden everybody shows up for you and you're like, wow. Mm-hmm. And some of the people, like we always say this about hard things. Some of the people who truly are showing up for me have shocked me. Mm-hmm. And some of the people who are showing up for me, but like on their own terms and like in a weird way, I'm like, I didn't expect this from you. I expected more from you. So it's like kind of weird.
Yes. Yeah. It just kind of, it sheds light on the people in your life and who are those truly important people, right?
Mm-hmm. That's true.
It really does.
Which, speaking of, since this was basically the thorn of everything.
Yeah. Yep. It was. Let's move
my
to
rose was this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
And our friend Jamie, who is a breast cancer survivor herself, and my best friend Stef, they drove down from downstate. Mm-hmm. And these are the kind of friendships that I don't think many people in life are lucky enough to have. Mm-hmm. But I do, and I feel so lucky that I have friends who literally would drop everything in their life. I mean, Stef is a mom of 2 really young kids. Jamie's mom was just in the hospital, almost died. Like, crazy situation, but dropped everything and still drove here to be with me because they knew that I needed it.
Yeah. Yeah.
When they got here Friday night, it was like, oh my God, that feeling when you see them. And we just spent the night catching up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trying on wigs. We had a bit of a wig party.
Right. Because Jamie is a breast cancer survivor. And so she brought all of her gear and all of her wigs. And we had a little too much fun with those wigs.
A little too much fun. She brought me all these things, that helped her on her journey to pass along to me. And then Saturday, our friend Kristen also came up. She literally had just gotten back from a trip with her 2 children and hopped in the car the next day to drive here. And our friends Taryn and Keegan came, and we spent the day at your house yesterday.
Yeah,
and we
so fun.
Ordered some delicious food.
Chick Magnet, we love you.
Played some really fun games.
Oh, so many fun games.
And we laughed all day yesterday.
Yes.
And I just did a post about this, but when people say laughter is the best medicine, I didn't really know what that meant until now. Because at one point yesterday, I almost started crying. It was like when we were sitting around the table playing the music game, and I was just looking around at everybody, and Connor's sitting next to me. He's on my team. My heart was so full that I was like, oh my God, look, this is I felt so much love in that moment last night. I didn't even know what to do with myself. It was just...
You didn't know what to do, so you stayed to 11 o'clock, which is, right? Which I feel like for you, that's so late, especially these days.
It was just it's kind of, I keep having these moments where it's hard to explain, but I don't want to say my life flashes before my eyes, but in a little bit of a way it does. And that was one of those moments where I just looked around and I was like, I have so much to live for.
Yes, you do.
I have so much to live for. And you guys reminded me of that last night, and that means so much to me. And then just driving back here last night with Jamie and Stef, and we're all laughing and climbing into bed. I was like when we were living together again.
College
yes,
days.
I have all my teeth are in the new room next to me. When they left this morning, the second they walked out the door, I turned to Anthony and just started crying because I was just it's so hard being so far away from people who just make you that happy.
I know. It's like I feel like we've been both struggling to come back, right, to the podcast and to share because it's been so emotional. But it's like they gave us some type of strength this weekend and unity and just us all being together. It's just you can't put words to the type of friendship that we all have and the love that we have for each other. And I can't even imagine what it's like to be in their shoes and be that far away from you because I literally have been white on rice. I should just move in because since the moment we found out and you told me, I've been here every day.
Yes, you're I might have gotten you something else. I have something to give you. I'm going to bring something over.
I'm coming to clean your house. Wait, I'm going to just do this. And it's where everybody lives, right? And I don't envy them. Being so far away, but I'm so grateful that I can be here and see you every day because I'm not sure what I would do. I'd probably move to Rochester if I didn't already live here.
Hence why you moved to Rochester in the first place. We couldn't be apart.
Right. So really, when everyone's like, why'd you move to Rochester? Well, everyone turns out it was for room all along. And Sean's just along for the ride.
Yes. And I got to just carry the memories of this weekend with me and we'll keep building new ones. Like I said, when Jackie and Pete came, that was a core memory that I'm going to, these are all the little things that are going to keep me going, So I am up for visitors.
Yes.
I love it. It brightens my day when people come and make me smile. And especially once Anthony goes back to work, that's going to be really hard for me.
Yeah,
he has been my rock. I have to give the shout out. I have the most amazing husband in the entire world. And when I was first diagnosed, I did get really mad because I said, I waited so long to find my person. And I finally found him. And literally, it's we got married and then it was IVF and now breast cancer. So when do I get to cherish our time and just enjoy life? But I know that's going to come and we're going to make it through this.
Yeah.
He is, I don't know that many women get the kind of support that Anthony is offering me. Every moment that I need him, he's there. He's doing things around the house. He's taking me to every appointment, regardless of if I need him there or not. Like, he's keeping in touch with you guys and my parents and making sure everybody knows what's happening, what's going on. Like, if I have a moment, it doesn't matter what he's doing, he puts it down and he comes to me and he lets me cry, or he lets me laugh, or he lets me talk. Like, I've never felt so seen and so loved in my life. And like, I married the best human on the face of the earth.
And you know what this whole journey is going to do for the both of you? It's going to continue to strengthen your marriage. It is going to strengthen who you are together, and that's what I feel like. And I think a lot of times, no matter what you have, whether it's a cancer diagnosis or chronic illness, that tough times like this makes it go one way or the other, right? It either brings you closer together or it can tear you apart. And it's very clear it is bringing you guys together. Thank God. Because I was even saying, imagine if this was before Anthony. What, like,
I would have moved in with you.
You would have definitely moved in. I mean, I got plenty of space and I totally would have welcomed it. But like, right? It's just, it is all happening. Everything with you two is happening as it should. And you're meant to be.
Yeah. I'll tell y'all, I'm writing a book after all this is done.
Seriously, right? It has been a wild month, but feels good to be back, and it feels good to share our voices and to update everyone. And if people are wondering like how to support you, especially if they don't live locally, things that they can do is we have a GoFundMe that your mom and I started, and that's out there. And our friend Stef designed these amazing Stef Strong t-shirts. So we have that. If you want to order, we'll share the link in our notes.
Share the link, but the last day to order is
Friday. So you better get on it. Then we're really closing the door, and we'll get all those processed. And if you don't live local, there's a shipping option for the t-shirt. So lots of ways to support Stef in this journey. And
we'll put them all in the notes. That way, it's there for everybody if you want it. Also, keep the messages coming. Yeah. You guys might think it's like overwhelming me, but it's never is. Like, text me, message me, call me, whatever. Yes. Yeah. It makes me happy. It brings me sunlight.
Right. And it's like all these little things, even like the one day I was here to see all of these packages coming, these Amazon packages and things. It's so much, but it's so much love and it's so much support. And that's what's going to carry you through, especially on the dark days. So to all of you listening who have supported in any way, whether it was a message, a gift, money, whatever, we feel it. They feel it. So everybody is so amazing. And it's times like this that shines light on all of the good people in the world. The world is a crazy place these days, and there are so many amazing people who are showing up for you guys. So it's a beautiful thing to watch.
It is a beautiful thing to watch.
It really is.
I also do have to give one more shout out. Here in Rochester, we have something called the Breast Cancer Coalition of Rochester.
Yes.
And if you live in Rochester, New York, and you are navigating breast cancer, I highly, highly, highly recommend connecting with them. I had a Breast Cancer 101 session with them where they basically just let me tell my story. They tell their story a little bit, and then they let me know the services they had to offer. And they have so many wonderful things. They have support groups specific to the type of cancer I have, specific to my age group. They have, classes I can take. They have services, like mental health services. They have health services. They have all these different things you can do. They're a wonderful resource. And we did a Zoom with this woman, the founder of the coalition, and then she showed up at my house later that night with a gift bag for me. It was just so thoughtful,
so generous,
and so wonderful. And we're probably going to have them on the podcast because I think
they
would be a wonderful resource for people who are navigating breast cancer.
Yeah, yes, I love that. It's amazing.
So
it's amazing.
I feel lucky to live where we live because we do have a lot of resources available to us.
Yeah, that's amazing. Amazing. Whew. Well, that was a good chat room today. I feel like we needed to do this long Thorns and Roses to really just update everybody and bring everybody up to speed. And we've missed you guys.
We have missed you guys.
It felt so weird not to be behind the mic, but it also felt we had to honor what you were feeling and what you needed best because, and I keep saying it to your room, it's whatever you need, whatever you feel, you just say it,
And so I do want to throw that out there too to you guys. We're going to be as consistent as we can possibly be, but if I'm having a week where things are really hard for me, we might have to pause an episode for that week, but we will keep you updated on those things. Obviously, we'll never leave you hanging.
Right. Yes, absolutely. And if you're not already signed up for our email list, definitely sign up because we update every week there with what's going on too, in addition to our social media. And if you want to check out us and some fun wigs, I did post some. That pink wig on you looks amazing. That was from your Gem costume, or was that Jamie's?
Yeah, no, that was my Gem costume.
Any of you from the 90s know Gem. The holograms. We may have a few
accessories.
Wigs. So please know we are laughing our way through this as well.
Yes, we definitely are.
All right. Well, as we close up here today, I think we want to do a little update on our sponsor. We do. I feel like we do need to do a little update on our sponsor, Cozy Earth.
Yes, and I will just say that right now, comfort means everything to me. Going through chemo, your body literally feels different. And having cozy outfits to wear to my treatments and soft, breathable sheets to sleep in at night that don't trap heat has made a huge difference for me.
Ah, yes, those bamboo sheets. They're incredibly soft, super breathable, and great for temperature regulation. We both truly love them.
If you deal with night sweats, trouble sleeping, or just want to feel more comfortable, they are amazing.
And you can try them and any of the products risk-free with a 100-night sleep trial and 10-year warranty. Just head to Cozy Earth and use code IGG for 21% off.
Your sleep and your body will thank you.
It sure will. And are you loving our podcast? The best way to show it is by leaving a 5-star rating and a few kind words. It helps us keep growing and reaching others who need to hear they're not alone.
And be sure to join our email list. The link to sign up is in the show notes or in our bio on any of our social media platforms. Being a part of our email list is the best way to stay up to date on new episodes, special guests, recipes, book recs, and so much more.
You can also connect with us anytime on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, or Facebook. Just search I've Got Guts Podcast or email us directly at I'veGotGutsPodcast@gmail.com.
Thank you so much for being here and for being part of this community. We're so grateful for you.
Keep going.
Keep growing.
And always remember, you've got guts.